Hi, welcome back to Brave Podcast. We're still in season 3, and I'm here with Selim Bouafsoun, collector, patron in the classical Renaissance style of the word. Super excited to have you on.
Very nice to meet you, Victoria, and it's a pleasure to be on your podcast.
Oh, thank you. So for those that aren't familiar, would you mind introducing yourself, a little bit about what you do, where you come from?
Yeah, sure. So what do? I work in finance, and I am originally from Tunisia. And a year ago, I moved out of London and moved to Dubai. So we are based now in Dubai, and I'm from Tunisia.
It's just these three cultures are kind of intensely different. You've got Tunisia, you've got Dubai, you've got London, where you went to LSE. How have these, different upbringings, these different versions of society influenced the way that you approach art?
I missed the beginning. I was born in Tunisia, grew up in Saudi, studied in France, then came to London.
You studied
add it to the mix.
This is perfect.
So the shawarma is getting much bigger.
Oh, yeah. We've got all the toppings. Whereabouts in France?
In Paris. I went to Paris Dauphine.
Magique. Yeah. Amazing.
Yes.
Yeah. So, wow. Even more cultures. Tell me, absolutely. Tell me how all of these things interact.
Well, I think they made who I am today. They formed my way of thinking and the way I approach things. So coming from Tunisia, which is a Arabic country, but we're North Africans. We have a very emancipated woman and a very big. We give a lot of importance to the arts and the visuals, the visual arts. And then I studied in France, in Saudi. So that's different. And then I studied in France, but when I studied in Saudi, I went to the French school, so we always had the French education, the French way of looking at things. We did art plastique, we looked at art history, so we traveled to France, we went to Versailles, we went to Le Louvre. We didn't steal anything though, but we
allegedly
exactly we got our teachings from those places. And then obviously, I came to London, studied at LSE, did my postgrad there, and started working straight after in finance. So, And
that's so many different worlds.
It is a lot of worlds, and I think this is what makes us interesting, and this is what later will drive somehow the collection, the things that we buy, the way we approach collecting, the way we approach patronage, the way we approach giving. So it's just a journey, and this journey is personal. So
it might be a basic question, but how do you decide? Obviously there's all the psychological, we're all built by society, etc. But in the moment, how do you decide what you want to add to your collection?
In the moment, I don't decide.
So you just take it over.
I'm just thinking, do I like it? No, look, it's.
Is it instinctual or is it research-based?
It's an instinct, obviously, and I'm very. How do you say? I follow my instinct a lot, but obviously, instinct and. The ability to afford the painting,
of course,
doesn't go together. So my instinct and things that, like I say, my body can, cash are completely different. So
Sometimes the mind is willing, the bank account.
Yes, the reason has to kick in, whether you can afford it or not.
The left side and the right side.
Exactly. So. But no, I'm very impulsive when I buy. I rarely listen to other people's opinion. I think that, so I've been collecting for 10 years now. I started in 2015, so 11, we're in the 11th year. And many times I see things, paintings, sculptures. I look at an artwork and I think this is a beautiful artist, and I end up buying it. My friends disagree with me. 5 years down the line, they start agreeing with me. And like we say in some cultures, only idiots don't change. So I don't think if I was wrong or right, but I think that I always followed my instinct. I always did what I have in mind. I'm not saying that I did not do wrong acquisitions. We all have done wrong acquisitions. We all have bought pieces we should not have bought. We all do mistakes, but that's part of the journey. So I don't.
I have David Shrigley.
But they're cute.
They're very
cute,
sweet,
exactly.
and they're functional. But they are, every time I look at them, I'm
Exactly.
like, I can't believe I own David Shrigley merch.
Look, when you buy something and the person looks at it and it says it's cute, it's the last thing you want to hear. This is when you know it's not right. And it happened to me last year, actually. I acquired a beautiful piece from an artist, which, am I supposed to drop names of artists or not, or do I want to keep it?
Yeah, absolutely.
So it was Nefeli Papadimouli, and
good name.
yes, I
like
have to
those.
remember all the names. And it's basically, I hang them. They're like, I don't want to call them. My wife calls them psychological asylum. Like they were the hospital kind of gowns.
Wow.
I look at it as a beautiful landscape, and they're hanged in the house. So my friend told me, "Oh, they're cute," and I said, "This is not how I would like my art to be."
That really is the last
to be
thing.
called. And also, there's another term that I don't really like is, "Oh, they're nice, they're commercial," and I'm like, "What do you mean by commercial?"
I've never quite
I
understood.
said, "Oh,
what
it
that
means
meant
it's
either.
pleasant. It's easy to hang. It's easy to live with, and it's easy to have." And I'm like, "So this is how you attribute commercial?"
Yeah.
So look,
I don't like that. Another term, decorative. That's never something.
But art is
I-
decorative, by the
Oh
way.
no, naturally.
So if
But
someone
there's-
says decorative, it doesn't mean that you've done your homework on it.
Yes, but also I get frustrated by the term decorative because usually it's again returning to the term commercial. It's like people say, oh, something that they sell in Walmart in America, whatever.
Yeah.
Like that's decorative art versus actual fine art. People like to define that, and I always get a little bit frustrated by that because sometimes I really like the Walmart art. Like I'm like, damn, this is like interesting abstraction.
We all do.
If you hung this in a white cube, I'd be like, oh, okay.
I agree.
interesting.
I agree. But we can't tell that, right?
No.
It's,
Because otherwise the
yes,
entire thing
yes.
collapses.
The whole house of cards is going to collapse, and all these smoking mirrors in the art world.
Absolutely.
We don't want to go there. So yeah. If I go back on what I was saying, instinct comes first. Is very important. I do have the virus, and I start feeling itchy when I'm in the gallery and I like a piece and it's available, and I feel like something's going to happen, and I'm afraid to miss it if I look away. And so yes, that comes first, and then there's this other part in the decision where it's like, okay, we like it. I would consult my wife and I say, what do you think of it? Would this be something you were happy to have? Is this something we believe it fits well with the house, with the legacy, with what we want to do, and then we would come with the decision. It happened that we disagreed, and the work ends up in storage, but it still enters the collection. But it happened that we both disagree, and we decide to pass on the work.
I love that. It's a collaborative effort.
It has to be. It has to be. I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes I do take the decisions by myself, and I would only show them after it's done.
This is a classic. My dad collects classic cars, and he'll do that with my mom. He'll be like,
you have to.
Liz, you might see something in the garage that we have not discussed.
Well, mine is in storage.
You get to hide it.
Exactly. Or I say, oh, this was bought before I met you. And then she's like, oh, okay, yeah, that's fine. Yeah. But it happened actually. So
the secret's out now.
The secret's out. But there are definitely works which were a mistake, but which I wouldn't say I did homework, but I did not do enough homework. Or I tried to follow a trend which I was not supposed to follow, and I did, and I was explicit and vocal about not following it. So that's
that's a nice idea. Is like, when you say research, like, and homework, what does that involve necessarily? Are you looking at like the history of the artist? Are you looking where it fits in the market? What's the kind of process?
I think it's everything. First of all, it's the quality of the art. Mm-hmm. What is actually happening. Mm-hmm. Now, let's say we look at painting. There's a lot of good painters out there, but they're not all good artists.
But yes,
this is something I said it before and I said it again. And you need to do your homework on the artist himself. What is? I don't know if the word is right, but you have to do your curatorial research.
That's a good term.
I don't know if we can apply the word curatorial this way, but
Oh, absolutely. No,
I think
a
it's
collector
important
is a curator.
You need
of their
to
own
do your
collection.
research. You need to understand what the artist is really doing. What is he working on, and what is the idea behind the artwork? I mean, it happens, like I said before, it happens to be a painting, but it could have been something else. The medium is what he decides to express it, but the art itself has to make sense to you. It has to resonate. It has to fit, and you need to understand what the artist is really, the artist is really doing, because there's a lot of beautiful artists out there, and they paint extremely well, and it's nice. There's nothing wrong with it, but does it really mean anything?
Yes.
Now, some of them, when they painted it, it didn't mean anything, and then they were lucky. They landed on a nice gallery that understood how to make it look good and create a whole narrative behind, and now it's a good artist. But it's something that you learn, you know. I mean, this is why I think it's important for artists, especially when they come out of school, to go out there and see shows. And you know, I mean, as part of the mentorship that I do with Brave, I do meet a lot of artists, and I do speak with a lot of them, and some of them, I mean, there's a reason they're picked. It's because we need to mentor them. We need to tell them that this is how you do it. So, or they would be living in London and they've never set foot in some galleries or some spaces. And I feel like, listen, I mean, I know you're an artist and you like art for the sake of art, but if you want to survive and make money from your art and do a career as an artist, you need to go out there, meet the galleries, meet the players. It's an ecosystem. And if you're not part of the game, you're going to be left out. It's like this everywhere, and more so in the art world. And unfortunately, it's like this, but you either play with it or you're out. You know, so many people came and they thought they can disrupt the art world and create like all sorts of galleries and change the system and being nomadic and this and that. None of them survive.
I like where nomadism is going right now. I see a lot of really good nomad galleries. I think there is a soft shift.
I believe in collaborations and partnerships.
Yes.
And let's say hosting, and I love what Vanessa Carlo does with Condo. I love this concept. Yeah. I believe in collaborations. But for a gallery to be one day in this spot, tomorrow there, after tomorrow here, I personally don't follow. Now there's a commercial angle. But also, I mean, it's money, it's difficult for them. They want to do things. Again, you go back to the first point, which was, are you ready to be a gallerist? Do you have the means? And unfortunately, it goes down to how much money you have to be able to pay the rent and pay the, like, unfortunately, we go back there. You know?
I was chatting with a gallerist the other day, and like my dream has always been to open a gallery. Like I have the name picked out and everything.
What is the name?
Compulsive Liars.
Compulsive Liars. What to be? Wow. Okay.
Because I want to be like a performance art where I just immediately drive it into the ground. But I was talking about, and I was like, oh, you know, I think about all of these things like the artist I'm going to have and the curation I'm going to do. And he was like, no, what you're going to be thinking about is insurance. It's the fact the lights are going to stop working. It's the fact that the lift in the elevator in the building
there won't
is
be
going
lift,
to require. Yeah, I'm going to be bottom floor for sure.
Exactly.
I'm going to be a basement.
I didn't mean that, but you got it right.
But this is the thing. Like I've been, looking at space. I'm like, oh no, not until at least in my 40s am I going to have enough money to start this shit. And it's so funny, he was listing all the things that I will actually be worrying about as if I ever start a gallery. And in my mind, I was like, oh, I wonder what I'm going to wear to my first opening. It's not that at all. It's all the practicalities. It's all, and I think it's because people think of art as obviously very esoteric and kind of spiritual, and it's like a connection to the, the divine. And like, yes, it is, but in order in the current ecosystem to kind of make it work, it is also a financial thing. And I think people are very unwilling to kind of sully the image of, the beautiful, the good, and the true with the fact that you need money, you need cash.
It comes down to this. And it's sad to see so many galleries closing in London.
Oh, God, absolutely.
It's sad to see so many galleries closing in New York. I mean, that's one amongst others. I mean, I don't want to list others, but it's sad, and we need them. We collectors need them. Market participants, if I can say, need those galleries to be there because they're part of the ecosystem. It's unfortunate, but it's not going to be the first unfortunate thing in this life. There's many other unfortunate things, and c'est la vie, you know. Like, I wish them best of luck, and I wish they can, you know, like, I would say, turn things around and come back in another form, you know, or somewhere else. But it's unfortunate, and I think, like I said earlier, we go back to the most important point: is you need to be mentored. You need to be someone. Even myself, I look at when I started. I mean, the first piece you buy.
Yeah.
Yes,
Did
nice,
you have
it's strong.
guidance when you started collecting?
I was lucky because I fell in the right hands. So, you know, like first piece, second piece, third piece, and then luckily there were good artists, and then I found myself in Venice Biennial, and then I found myself in Münster, then for Münster Sculpture, then I found myself in Kassel for Documenta. So very quickly I got myself into all these like institutional kind of exhibitions, and it helped me very quickly.
Because they're intimidating, those things.
They are. But again, this is like I say, I was lucky. I fell with the right hands, and they taught me. They gave me a lot of guidance. They were not only telling me you should buy from this and that, no, but they were opening and giving always honest opinion. And then I think I'm, you know, like I say, you're a smart man. You can figure it out, you know. So I think I had enough.
Also, working in finance, you get a certain intuition for. I don't want to say gambling.
We hope we know. We hope we do.
Yes.
But I think I used my brain to understand what is right, what is wrong, and you know, I do sales for a living, so I understand people, and I smell when someone is just trying to sell me a piece, and I smell when someone has my back, you know. So my interest was always to, you know, build something. I mean, when I started collecting, I didn't know I was going to be here today. You know, my idea was to.
Interesting. Yeah. What
people
was
tell
your
me,
goal
why do
when
you buy?
started?
I say because I'm curious.
Okay.
I believe in learning. Like for me, learning is the most important thing. Curiosity is there. I draw it from my backgrounds and thing, and I say al-ilmu nur, like, which means knowledge, and knowledge is light, you know, because this is what. And I believe in learning. This is
the same.
And I believe in knowledge in everything I do.
This is the same ethos as like when I said like the Renaissance patrons. This is exactly what people were doing when they created like studiolos and Wunderkammers in like the 14, 15, 1600s. Like it was trying to create like a macrocosm of knowledge within these physical objects that they were collecting. And I think that's very kind of relevant to what you do. And like speaking of knowledge and mentorship, what do you find is the most common lack of knowledge in the people that you mentor? Where do you find yourself having to fill in information? Like what advice you give them?
So, I mean, each mentor will give you different advice. My advice is always to go out there, be humble, learn, ask questions, understand why a certain artist is successful and you're not yet, and what it will take you to get to where they are. Obviously, I'm not, but this is my idea, is to always go out, ask, learn. Don't stay in your studio and just paint all day long. You need to have a network. You need people to talk about you. You need to know who's who in the art world, and you need to know what it would take to lobby and to work around things. You know, like a few artists I have in the collection, I mean, I acquire them simply because their friends have posted them. And then one artist posts another artist, and then one artist posts another artist, and then tack, you arrive to things that you've never seen before.
Like you say, it's an ecosystem.
It's an ecosystem, and there's so many beautiful artists who are very talented, who are yet to be discovered. And it's not because they're not good, it's just because they haven't been given the chance or they haven't been shown. Yeah. So my advice is for everyone is to really go out there and try to be as much visible as they can. And this is why, you know, like brave is dear to me, because that's what it does in a way. It puts the spotlight on many artists that
would not have that
exactly,
kind of like
and it's been a center of excellence where you look at all the artists that they have shown before they even get any representations or be out there. And
Yeah, and now we've got, Sebastian is doing
Sebastian is fantastic.
Incredible.
Sebastian is fantastic. KV is fantastic.
Oh my God, Pippi Holdsworth, what a gallery.
Catherine Long is fantastic.
Yeah.
They're all, I mean, the longer this goes, the more we can talk about each one of them. And I think you need to give them credit and say, okay, does it make sense for me to be part of this? I mean, Nina and Athens is their name. Was it Nina and Athens? Yes, they're also fantastic. I mean, I was in Peckham yesterday visiting Bold Tendencies. I mean, because they will have a big commission this year. I mean,
excellent. They're designing this set, I believe, for new papers, which is like a reading series. So they're branching out all of these.
Wait until you see what they will show in Bold Tendencies. I happen to support Bold Tendencies.
Fantastic.
I love Hannah Barry and I love the program that she runs and I love what she does for Peckham and for Bold Tendencies. So, given that I'm in the circle of arts circle, whatever I don't know the names of the directorship circles with those
the community
institutions. So I had a quick kind of
sneak peek
of what will be shown, and I'm very excited to see artists that I spoke with 6 months ago, or 9 months ago, or over the last period of the last year, and see where they are today, and I have to give credit to Brave for that. So institutions like this are very important. And you ask me what drives your acquisitions and why you're buying, and I tell you it's curiosity, and it's learning, and it's helping pass on the learning to the artists, to my friends, to the next generations, which then becomes part of the ethos of what I want to do, away from just buying art. And this takes me to, what do I want to do? Yes, I would love to have a foundation one day.
Of course.
We have the name, we have everything. It's going to start with the name Nafas Collection, and then it will become a foundation. So this is part of something that will be there. But what Nafas essentially means, it's a breath. It's a souffle. Selma is breath, and it's a word in Arabic, in Urdu, in Farsi, in all those languages. So anywhere you go in, 30 countries around the world, you say Nafas, they will know what you're talking about.
The etymology is the same.
Exactly.
Wow.
So what we want to do is to help the community breathe. We want to help people breathe, the artists. We want to bring life.
Yeah.
And I think life comes through education. When you start fixing education, you're passing things down to the next generations. So without education, let's say, I will not be where I am today.
Me neither.
You neither.
Yep.
And without education, nothing will be the same. And the more you pass on education to areas and to countries that need it more than others, the more you are improving those countries and those areas, and the better it will be for everybody. So for me, the choice of Nafas was to give life, and education will be like a key element in this. And this is, if I look at parts of one of the pillars of what the collection will be doing is obviously supporting institutions that have a learning program, that have, like I mentioned, Bold Tendencies. They have a program for arts and for culture, but for learning for the community, which is very important. And this is why I'm proud to be associated with them. And the same, obviously we can talk about other supports that we do.
Yeah, I was going to say, you do Gasworks, you have a Tunisian
we do
artist,
Gasworks.
Fantastic.
So Gasworks is basically what we have. We support the North Africa residency program. Yeah. So, I've been very close to Gasworks, and the reason is obviously, I love Gasworks, I love the friends/collectors who got me into Gasworks. So Catherine Petitga invited me to be part of Gasworks, and back then Alessio was in charge. Now Robert is in charge. They both do a phenomenal job, and I went to Rob and I said, listen, I would like to be more involved in Gasworks. Can we do something special and dear to my heart? And he said, what is it? I said, I would love to do residency for North Africa.
North Africa, amazing.
Because it's never been done in London.
No, not at all.
So I wanted to give a stage to my people, like I call it. So it started last year with the Tunisian artist. This year we have an Algerian. We just launched an open call.
Super.
So deadline, I think, is end of April, and then the artist will be here in September.
Wow, that's so exciting.
Yeah, if I ask you if you ever heard of an Algerian artist, I mean, the likelihood
I was literally just thinking, I do have.
You know some Algerian artists. You would know a lot of them, but most of them did not come. Like they studied, they were in France, or like if I mention Zineb Sedira, you obviously know who she is. So that's one. If I mention Baya Mahidine, who's an artist who will have a big retrospective next year at the Tate.
And a lot, like you say, south of France. I can think of a couple.
If I start dropping names, you'll be like, oh, actually, yes, makes sense. Oh, actually, yes. You know, Adel Abdesamad. The list is long. You know, Lydia Rahman. The list is long, but you just don't know they're from Algeria. So for me,
putting that element of their identity forward, fantastic.
So ideally, we'd love to bring an artist who's based in Algeria. I mean, let's hope, and I'm sure we will find the right artist. You know, I mean, last year for Tunisia, for example, we had 50-something applications.
Wow, gorgeous.
So far, we have a strong interest for Algeria. Next year, we're going to have a Libyan artist.
Lovely.
Which is another challenge, I would say. Let's hope we find, or maybe we might have to broaden it to Libyan diaspora, not just Libya, and then the year after Morocco. So that's amazing. 4 years of commitment. Some friends and countries are jealous. They say, oh, what about Egypt? You left us out. What about... And I say, listen, my friends, you want to donate to Gasworks? I'll work something out for you.
Think about it. But this is exactly, the money is important.
You can't be everywhere. Yeah. No, you can't be everywhere. You need to be strategic. You need to know who you want to give to, because one, you want to support your artists. Two, you want to support your regions.
Yeah.
And 3, you want to support causes that are close to your heart, you know.
Absolutely.
So
you've spoken a little bit about October 23rd and how that 2023 and how that made you come back to like your roots. That was cancel culture was a big part, I mean, for all the sides, right? And naturally.
And I felt very sad that a lot of artists did not get the chance to show their shows. Without getting into details, shows cancelled for no reason, just because the artist is from Lebanon or the artist is from, they have a name of Abdul or Ahmed.
I mean, we're literally reverting to like 2001 levels of like racism, where it's just unfortunately, Al something you say. I don't think so. No Whitney biennial for you. Like,
the UK is much better than other countries.
Really?
In Germany, in France, I mean, it's been in your face, like. So we're still better than others.
Okay.
But we still have a bit of pressure. So our role is to really step in here and to say, okay, what has happened? You don't think this was right? Okay. How much is needed now to
had to rebalance.
Exactly, had to rebalance. And sorry, but Arabs are known to be generous and to have the resources. So let us step in where we need to.
Exactly. I mean, it's incredible. I was here like 15 minutes earlier than we saw recording. I've been like the best fed that I've been at a guest
house. That we do well.
But this is like, every time I go on holidays with Middle Easterners, like they will be the ones that are up first, and they'll have like some fresh fruit cut for like everyone else that's staying in the Airbnb.
Exactly. So now we do the same for the arts.
Yeah, and I love it.
This is my idea. This is what I want to do. So. Look, it's a journey, I mean, I started 10 years ago with one painting which was there, and I wanted to fill a wall, and next thing I had to remove another picture, so I had to put another one, and then like Trump said, bing, 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 boom. That's where we are, So the bing, 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 bing. Today we have over 200 works in the collection. Oof. And please, if you do visit Dubai, I'd love
10
to.
years, that's crazy. That's an average of 20 works a year.
Yes. Wow. Some years I bought 35, some years less. Woof. But also sometimes you buy small works, which I call cupcakes,
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
Do you have any advice for someone, regardless of how much money they have, who wants to start collecting? Yeah. What's your general advice for that?
I'll sound cliche if I say, just buy things you like,
Trust your instinct.
Trust your instincts, blah, 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 I mean, I'll say, call me,
I know people.
I know people. But I really advise everyone to be curious and to go out there and ask questions, why are you showing me 50K work? Why is it not 10? Why is it not 20? How did the artist arrive to the 50? it's a lot of money, 50K.
Yeah,
Don't get me wrong.
obviously,
And
obviously.
if I look at, you know,
The-
go
the-
out
yeah,
there,
the
ask the
incremental
questions, be curious.
changes.
For me, curiosity is what drives everything. So ask the questions. What has the artist done to get to the 50? Why is he not at 10? Why is he not
Yeah.
a 5? Why is the artist 100 in the primary and why is he at 10 in the auction?
Secondary, yeah.
So do your homework. Don't rush to buy a piece. Don't listen to anybody tells you, oh, he's the hottest artist in town. You need to have one. You need to have one. Although my friend told me one day, you rich people all have the same taste. So if your neighbor has this, you would want to have
You'll
this.
do that, yeah.
And I say, don't fall into the trap. Be like your neighbor if you think he's smart and he's doing the right things, but also do
it because you believe in the same thing. You have the
Exactly.
same moral or aesthetic alignments, not because your neighbor is a cool guy. Like,
Correct.
what is it, like the theory of like mimetic desire? That's it, where it's like you want something because you've seen someone else do it or have it. Like,
Yeah.
I think that drives so much the market. And that's what causes so many, like, as you say, rich people, high net worth individuals to have similar tastes. It's because it becomes a kind of like a status symbol, right?
Correct. It's a status. Everybody, you know, I mean, you'd love to walk into a house and see, let's say, Basquiat on your wall. You know? It's like the...
Yeah, it's like but that's all to do with Bischofberger in the 80s. He was like, oh look, black culture is cool. Let's sell this black guy for like insane amounts of money. And it worked out so well because now obviously Basquiat is one of the most, respected artists in the world and very, very expensive to own. It all comes down to culture and like mimetic desire.
Correct. So and he died super young, so there isn't...
Yeah, was he a 27? I think he was. Yeah.
You would know better than me.
I think
you studied history, right?
No,
studied finance.
I didn't.
Okay. Ask me about other things.
Yeah, art market.
Ask me about...
But I think he did die young. I think he was 27.
But so yeah, really go out there, be curious, look at, listen to podcasts, read books, do your homework, get, subscriptions to ArtNet, ArtPrice, whatever it is. Try to understand really, because it's an investment you're making for yourself, and the other advice, which, so after I started collecting, obviously I started reading all these books, We all read, the what's it called? The 12 million shark, the 10 million shark, like what's that book, that talks about...
Ooh, I'm not familiar.
It's this big shark of Damien Hirst.
10,000 Ways to Die or something like that. Yeah.
So there are multiple books. How to See, The Art of Seeing.
John Berger. Yeah.
So like how to understand photography. We all read the Gombrich. We all have. So we're all trying. I assume. God knows, but I'm sure I can assume.
I think it's very generous of you to assume that people have read Gombrich.
Okay, great. But we all maybe have a copy at home or two.
Even then, I'm very pleased to hear that you have. I can't name.
Look,
that have read.
I've done my homework. I think I've watched all the art documentaries that came on the BBC.
Love it. Amazing.
They are very good. They're very educational. I remember I started collecting and then I arrived in London and I was like, okay, you know what? Maybe I should enroll in Christie's and do these courses.
Yeah, they do great courses.
And
expensive as fuck.
Exactly. And then I looked at the price and I said, sorry, Christie's will watch us later. So we hope they will. But I looked at it and I said, okay, this is quite a lot, but also I have to leave work. I have to do this. I have to do that. And then I bumped into a friend in the tube and he's like, you know what? Buy this DVD. It's called Life of a Painting or something like this. It was produced by the BBC. The Lifetime of a Painting. Or I need to... it's like 7 DVDs with... the word DVD sounds...
I was going to say, wow, this
took
is a
me
while
down the
ago.
memory lane. And then there is like 3 artists per DVD.
Gorgeous.
And you start learning. It's back when what's his name?
Brian Sewell.
No, Miles. Who was the director of the Royal Academy?
Couldn't tell you.
The name will come back. And it's back when they used to produce a lot of documentaries on art. So I would watch a documentary that's called the Rockby Venus, for example. It would tell me everything about the work from A to Z, why it was there, why it happened, the whole life of Velasquez, and you suddenly become more knowledgeable.
No.
So I watched that
This is the
series,
thing.
and then the next week I had a friend visiting, and I took her to the National Gallery. Trust me, I looked so good.
Yeah, I was going to say, you get to stand in front
Exactly,
of the and you're like,
exactly.
well, would you know?
And the piece was here, and I had to explain, and then the damage, like the accidents that happened.
Yeah. It's always been because it was like the suffragettes.
Correct.
And that's so
so
good.
You know about history.
But this is because I never studied art history, and so my knowledge is all from. I did a graduate diploma in law. With like a soft focus on restitution and provenance. And then I did the history of the art market. So I've always come from a legal and academic thing. And I don't regret it at all. I love the fact that all of my knowledge of art history comes from similar sources. It comes from Wikipedia articles, it comes from podcasts, it comes from talking to people.
Exactly.
To like eavesdropping at people at museums.
Same.
I think that creates such a great environment.
Same. And the more I went out, the more I watched, the more I listened, the more I traveled, the more I became curious, the more my eyes start absorbing and differentiating the good from the bad. And the more that you become sensitive when you walk into a gallery, and you start speaking to the gallery person, let's say, and you see how much they know. And in a lot of cases, you feel that you start knowing more than they do. And same thing happens when you work with advisors. A lot of Gmail advisors.
Gmail advisors, I love that term. I love that term.
I knew you'd like it. So a lot of. So this is when you start also filtering.
Yeah.
Okay, this person knows what they're talking about.
Yep.
This person doesn't know what they're talking about. And I surrounded myself with, I hope, people who knew what they're talking about. And it was very important in the journey. It was very important, whether it's advisors, whether it's friends and collectors who were always there teaching me and telling me about the importance of the ethics of collecting, of how to buy, where to buy, what not to buy. And then obviously you filter what you like, and you keep. So this kind of made who I am today. And yeah, so
I think that's gorgeous. I think that's an amazing place to a very inspiring place to.
I hope it is.
I hope it is.
I hope. See, something that I'm obsessed with is also legacy.
Yeah, interesting. Of course, because you've just congratulations had another child.
Yes,
by the way,
thank you.
Incredible.
So for me, legacy is something that kind of always plays through my mind. What are we leaving behind?
Yes.
And I don't know if it's definitely something to do also with my upbringing, with the religion, etc. Like one day my grandma passed away, and I was thinking, I looked around, I see like how many uncles and aunts I have, and the kids and the stuff, and I'm like, what did she leave behind? And then after we bury her, we go to the mosque, which has the name of my grandfather. So I'm like, okay. Wow. So you start thinking, what is really legacy?
Yeah.
What are you leaving behind in this? Do you just want to be buying art and then leaving it and donating it to a museum? Great. Or do you want to be someone who will pass something down the generations?
So there's a part of yourself being communicated in these physical objects.
It's like legacy is something that really matters to me, and this is why I really think it's important to, what I'm doing now, institutionalize the collection, and down the line have a foundation and make sure that you are passing down the right message, the right ideas, the know-how that you acquired, the knowledge. Which comes down to knowledge again. So
that's the entirety of civilization, right? It's just passing a cumulative. I can never say this word.
Every time you speak to
knowledge.
But every time you speak to someone, you tell them, we are merely the guardians of the works. We're generating this masterpieces are going to be here forever. We are merely the guardians of these pieces to pass it on to the next generation.
Well, that's not true, because the valuation of the thing counts by who has owned it, who hasn't. Sorry, we do have impact on the work in the same way that the work has impact on us.
But I agree with you on the valuation. Yes, I mean, if it was acquired by you or by me, I think it might.
It means nothing to anyone if I've had it in my flat.
Maybe to me as well. By the way, so. But yeah, this is you hear what I'm trying to say. So. This whole idea of being the custodians and passing things down to generations is something that I think about as well, and I think it's important to know how we will pass it to the next generations. And I'm trying. I think I'm still young. I'm only 40, so I think what we've accomplished over the last 10 years is I hope
extraordinary. No,
extraordinary.
it works.
And I want to pass, and I want to continue. I hope that in the next 10, 20 years, this will be something even bigger. And yeah, so.
No, I'm excited to see where it goes.
It's important that we establish the right foundations now.
Yeah.
Because if we sort them well now, I'm sure it will be sorted for the next generation. So for the next, 10, 20 years, and then onwards to the next. So for me, this is why
cultural cycle.
This is why I'm doing this now. This is why I'm trying to institutionalize the collection, because you reach a certain number, then you realize that you're lending works to shows, to institutions, to biennials, to this and that. So your name is starting to be visible.
Yeah.
And then so multiple pillars. One is, okay, you're giving works. Two, you're supporting programs, Gasworks, Bold Tendencies. Your name is brave, you are there, you're supporting, right? And then you're buying for yourself,
of course.
So you're growing. And we're launching an art residency in Tunisia as well.
Oh my God, I didn't know this. Fantastic.
Yeah, so
tell me more about that. That's incredibly
a lot of things are happening.
Fingers in many pies.
Yeah, so we institutionalize, we make sure we have the right setup, and then we can build on that. So, and then this will become, I hope, bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger.
I mean, like you say, it's about laying a foundation, like quite literally in your, but like it's, And I love this idea of legacy and like seeing how people are gonna, I guess, interpret the way that you have seen art. Because another thing you do is you invite artists into your home to see how the art is going to be
also,
art. So that's a really cool, like, I guess, consideration of where the art's going to be, where it's going to end up.
Yeah. So rehang parties is something I like. And I do, every time I move houses, or like, let's say a year after I live in a house, I want to do a rehang. And I would invite 2 or 3 artists from the collection to come and give their opinion of where they think their work would be, or where they think, or they want to see their work, So it's good to make them feel like they are part of it, right?
Yeah, of course. Of course.
You're
the first collector I've ever met that invites.
It's like my manager, he asks questions to the people who, you're in a meeting room, you ask people for their opinion. It's not like you always care about it.
But you have.
But it's a manager's thing.
But you got it.
It's a manager. It's something you learn in management, right? So you're asking them, oh, Selim, what do you think? Oh, yeah, great. We'll take that into account.
Like, whether it's like, no, it's
whether
just
they will or not, you don't know.
But you feel included.
But you feel like someone has mentioned your name in a big meeting, and then this is what matters. This person will always remember that his name was mentioned in the meeting.
Of course.
You would move on to the next thing. But no, jokes aside, I like to invite artists.
I know, it looks amazing.
Most of the artists in the collection are artists of my generation. I have very few artists which I have not met in my life.
That's amazing. That's really good.
I think 90% of them I met. The only ones I haven't met would be maybe like Baya Mahideen or like... Elizabeth Wilde,
right.
or but all the rest, I can walk at home and I think 200 works. There's maybe 120 artists. I like to buy in depth, so some artists will have a lot of works in the house, and I would know every single name without. I don't need an Excel. I don't need anything.
You look up at the wall and you're like, oh yeah, I had coffee with that guy.
All of them I have met. All of them I spent time with. All of them. Some of them even. Made artworks for my kids. You know what I mean?
Oh,
they're like, okay, this is for your kid. And they would sign it at the back with love, XYZ,
I love that.
So, and this is what the patron does, right?
Yeah.
He's there, he's supporting artists, and they're thanking him, So there's nothing wrong with it.
It's a nice ecosystem,
It is.
There has to be a give and take. Even between a non-patron audience member and an artist, there is a give and take. There is a reciprocity. There is a look, I have made something that I would like you to see. And then it's like, okay, I have come to a gallery, your website, whatever, and I have made an effort to see it. There's always a give and take. There's always an energy, I want to say,
it's better.
Floating between.
It's there's the energy, but it's I don't expect every artist to give me a work, right?
No, of course,
but when they do, it's beautiful, and it's just like a way of saying thank you as well,
No, and it's like even without the money, I think that's how people should act. I have friends where we just make things for each other and give them to each other.
But this is where you go back to the first question. I mean, I agree with you, and it makes me think like somebody will tell me, you're giving your works to a museum, right? You're lending the works. I said, yes, I'm not giving anything, sorry. And they would be like, what are you getting in the back of it? I said, well, they should pay me in the reality. But we like the idea of, people always ask you, what do you want on the back of this? Like you would bring an artist to a residency and they would tell you, what are you expecting out of the artist? Like if someone tells me, I stopped donating to that institution. I'm like, what did you want from them?
Anything.
You're giving to a museum. What do you want them to do to you? Like,
the point is not like...
The point is like, sometimes you need to accept that you should give and not get anything back.
Yeah.
And if you don't want to give, that's fine, don't do. But don't expect anything.
Yeah, try and find satisfaction in the fact that more people are going to see this beautiful piece of art that you believed in enough to buy.
Sorry.
Like, I think that's, that can be rewarding if it's for some people. If it's not, then like you say, don't donate. But
Exactly. So there's that. And what was I talking about earlier? I mean, I think it's the exchange of and flow, like whether it's bringing people here or taking people to our country. It's the cross the cross communication between
flow is a very nice word.
Flow. It's all about flow. But look, I mean, we can be talking about this for days. So.
Well, I was going to say, I think like the idea of flow, that's a very nice place to kind of wrap the interview up. I love that. Thank you so much for speaking to me about this.
Thank you. It's a pleasure, and I look forward to hosting you in Dubai to see the collection and give your opinion on if the works are hanged right or wrong. But
I can do the Danny DeVito in Always Sunny Philadelphia, where he goes around like derivative bullshit. I always wanted to do that in a collector's house. No one's asked me to do that before. Oh, amazing.
I will invite you to do this.
Super.
But we'll not record it when it happens, because if I throw you out, nobody needs to see that.
Yeah, I get kicked out immediately.
Well, thank you very much. It's been a pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you so much for listening. This has been Brave Projects Podcast, and I've been your host, Victoria Comstock-Kershaw. See you next week.